Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Last one decade, I was in the Ministry of Defense handling the security issues pertaining to the GIS, maps, remote sensing, and things like that. Last 4 months, I have joined the Survey General Office as the Additional Survey General. So, my job is basically being a cartographer to ensure that the data is made available for security, for disaster management, for developmental planning. Our Survey of India is a 245 years old organization. So just imagine during British time this department came up and most of the maps were generated basically for the defense purposes. So everything was security related and nothing was made available to the public. Then independence came, there was a lot of demand for the maps. So it was through some policy guidelines, maps were made available for government and also for civil. So basically all the maps pertaining to the international border, coastline, northeastern states, J&K, they were not made available to the public. So that was the analog era. Suddenly the digital era came and we are also not knowing what to do. So when the first maps were getting digitized, in 1998 in Ministry of Defense we issued a policy stating that all the digital maps will be classified restricted. So that means it will not be made available in the public domain or in the web. So that created a lot of resentment. After all, a country needs this information for security as well as for developmental and other uses. So we have to make available the data to the civil society. So deliberations took place and that is how the government came out with the National Map Policy 2005 in which we had two types of maps, one for the public domain which can be put anywhere, it can be used on the web and used for GIS activity. The other one with more contents for the defense. This is how you can segregate your security content information with other not so important information. So we identified these are our BAs and BPs, these are the sensitive areas. This information should not be put in the public domain. So that means with little bit of dilution, you can always overcome the security concerns. Even the aerial photographs during that time, earlier, it was the responsibility of Indian Air Force and the National Remote Sensing Agency, now Remote Sensing Center. So in 2006, the Ministry of Defense came out with a brilliant policy document in which they allowed private participation, they allowed more sensors to be put on board in an aircraft, but with certain conditions. That means security concerns must be addressed, but allow your citizens to have access to this information, so make them responsible for that. That is how the policy gives a free hand to the citizen to have access to the geographic data. Similarly, the National Remote Sensing Data Policy came. Earlier it was restricted to 5.8 meter. Now it is being revised to 1 meter resolutions. So through a series of policy documentation, and now very recently the National Data Sharing and Accessible Policy document has been at the final stage of implementation. So government, another important aspect was reduce the security classifications. Like in aerial photographs earlier, most of the aerial photographs were classified top secret, secret, things like that. The moment it is top secret and secret, it will not be made available to a common citizen. So reduce the security classification there. Security, when I say security in military context, it is dynamic in nature. Earlier our security concerns were the borders because we are fighting for the physical boundaries or the political boundaries. Right now security means security of economy, security of your information, security of your life in cities and urban areas. So the definition of security in military context has also undergone changes. It is dynamic in nature. So when it comes to the question of making available data to the public, so we have got three categories. One, government to government. So you can make available more data. Like in we have got the 3D GIS done for the Delhi city. This data is made available to all the government departments. Dilute the information for the citizen, because certain information is really not required by the citizen. So he is not interested in that, or he is interested in a diluted quantity or diluted amount, like for your guide maps. You just need the street vectors, some points of interest. So that information, no problem, it can be given, except maybe there may be one or two information. So just dilute that. I think by these systematic policy changes, we have uh, fulfilled the mandate of the government to make the geographic data accessible to the public. And in the future also, I am quite sure, because the policies are still under review, and I am quite sure it will undergo more changes and it will be made available to the public. The second issue is also putting the information in the public domain. Like what happened when these policy changes were taking place, suddenly we found Google Map, Google Earth, and many other such uh, websites in which these informations were made available. And the government of India had no control over these websites because they were all in the located in the US. Now that also, if you see, it created initially a havoc. We thought that everything is gone, but then we realized there are many information which is you cannot interpret from that. So why not we also, instead of they putting this information, we put this information to the public. That is why now we have put the 50,000 scale maps in the public domain. So gradually, it's basically what I say is a changing of the mindset of the government organization, and at the same time making the citizen responsible for what they are getting. Because after all, we all are nationalists, and the national security is most important for all of us. If I am unsecured, you are also unsecured as well. It is not that those who are posted in the border area are only vulnerable. You are also vulnerable when you are living in cities like this. So that is how the policy changes are taking place. I thought this is what I would like to communicate to you, that the government is quite sensitive about these issues, that this geographic data is required for national security, for disaster management, for developmental, for urban planning and engineering, to develop our engineering systems like irrigation and electricity networks, things like that. And now recently the interlinking of the river network, where a lot of public-private participation will be required. Thank you.